So let's go back over what we're going to do. Anika is going to make this table here in
Okay.
A1 through G25.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It wasn't working. A1
Yep,
through G.
25.
Oh,
Okay, stop right. Okay,
no, that's
26, doesn't
20.
matter.
Okay.
So what she selected there is called a range. It's the range of cells involved in some action that she's going to do. Now she can carelessly just delete all this data in one click, or she can then modify the data as we've asked her to do. So Anika, you did this by using the mouse. You clicked in A1 and you dragged all the way down while holding the mouse down to G26. But now, instead of doing that, I want you to select all the columns by going above the A, B, C, D. And when you see the black arrow pointing down, that will select the entire column. Up, 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 right there. Click that and hold and drag across to G. And that's how you do by selecting a all column, the full column at once. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the first thing she needs to do is the data is crunched up, and Anika needs to find a way to make each column fit the data that's in that column. That's step one. Anika, you know how to do that? Like how it is in this tape, the other table there?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so in order to make the data fit into the column fit the length, the width of the data, you go between the top where you see the green, between A and B or between C and D, those lines mark
just
the
move them.
column, right. Just double click on that line and you have to be on the line. Perfect.
Undo.
No, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
So do you see now that the largest word, the biggest word we have is Chevrolet, and that fits? Right? Anika, select the columns again. You go above the A. Start at column A. No, with the black arrow. Go in the middle of the column. In the middle of the column. That's the arrow. That'll select the whole column. So go from A through G.
Okay.
And a
Do you
quick
like right
way.
click or do you left click it?
You left click. And
Left click. Okay.
Left click and drag across.
Got you.
And that selects the columns.
Okay, perfect.
The next thing you do, you go in between the columns where you see that little line to demark the column. You're going to double click on that line, and that'll make the data fit into the column. Double click, Anika. There you go. So all of the columns that are selected will now fit the data. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
That makes sense.
Next thing, mileage, price, and cost are still a little bit scrunched up. So here's another way you can adjust cells. Anika, I need you to select D, E, and F. Okay, right there. And I want you just to drag E open a little bit. Just drag it open. There you go. And that action will drag all three that's selected open a little more. So it just spaces out the data a little bit.
I thought it would just, I didn't know that. I thought it would just resize the one column that I am dragging.
It'll resize whatever is selected.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do one or you can do all the cells at a time. Now, if you're doing one,
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Sure.
When you do that, does it automatically resize it to the largest amount of data that's in the cell?
Okay, yeah, the first one we did, when we selected all the cells and just double click, it made it fit the data just enough to fit the data. But we felt that when we come to the pricing, that we wanted a little bit more space. So what we did was we selected just those three where the money is, the mileage and the money, and we made them a little bit bigger by dragging. Does that make sense?
So that's, so that makes it a little bit bigger. Got you.
Yeah. Okay, so Anika, now mileage, price, and cost, just the heading. I need you to center those, please. Above it's on the home menu, but in the middle there, down one, right there. That's the center icon.
So click it.
You can click that to center it.
Yes.
Okay, so Anika, I need you now to make this here, the colors,
Mhm.
make the header the same as this table to the right, the example table.
I don't know how to do
All
that.
right, so that's one way.
Mhm.
You see this fill bar?
Oh, just do this fill button right
You
here?
can do that. You
Okay.
can do that, and I'm going to make you undo it then.
So do it and undo it. Okay.
Okay, so that's how you would do it. But if you undo that,
Mhm.
how about if we select this whole bar? You can select K right there. Hit the Format Painter under the Home tab. And then you're going to select A1 through G1. Down, right, G1. Boom, that's it, boom.
Okay, so it makes it bold. It makes everything the same exact way.
It makes the format exactly the same as
Okay,
that.
so hold on. So with that example right there, you had put the cursor over the cell that you wanted to mimic.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And then you went to Format Painter, and then you selected the cells that you wanted to mimic, and then it automatically gave it to that
Yeah.
same format.
So it gave it the same formatting. Notice that we didn't have the lines in, but because K1 had the lines, it also added the lines.
Got you. So then
Right?
that means that whatever formula is within that particular cell, it copies it throughout all of those cells.
Exactly, exactly. So if I were to make this one yellow, right? So I made that yellow.
Mhm.
If we now click into that cell, take the Format Painter and go here, boom, Chevrolet is now no longer bold and it's now shaded yellow.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to undo twice to get rid of that. And we're going to undo Anika's header. Now, we need to stop sharing.
Okay.
I want to give somebody else control. So how do I get back my control? Remote control. Stop remote control. So now, Agnes,
Me?
I need you to put in the grid lines.
Oh, I'm gonna do it my way. Okay, sorry, never mind.
Okay. No, it's fine. Let me go back into give you back control again. Oh, I only see Anika
We're on the
Willie.
same
We're on the
computer.
same computer.
So
Okay.
now Agnes is going to put in all the grid lines to make it look like this.
Okay. So
From A1 through G25.
one second. From A1, okay.
And practice calling the cell name, because if you go to a place where they use Excel a lot, they're just going to call it by the cell names. Okay, not yet. Try again.
Okay. Oops.
To G25 right there. Okay, and you want to put in the grid
It's my
lines.
format.
It's right there. There's a button for it. You can do it in one click.
Okay, hold on.
Mommy, right here.
One click.
Click.
Borders? No.
Click that.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Okay,
But
so
that's for borders.
normally if it would, but if you click the drop down,
Okay,
it
let me
shows
see.
you. Hit cancel. I'll show you how to do. Hit
Yes.
cancel.
I go to format.
Just click the arrow next to the
Okay.
grid lines, please.
All right.
And I'll show you the format thing in a minute.
Oh, that's
you
what
see
I'm
all
looking.
borders?
Yeah.
Right there. Click that. Select that. But what if you didn't want the vertical lines? I'm going to now undo that. And if you only
Okay, hold on,
wanted,
sister, hold on.
sorry.
Okay, so I can go to the borders to put in grid lines? Is that what
Yes,
you're
you can. You can. If
Okay.
you want the borders to be blue, right? More borders.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you want to go and it looks like this. This is your text, right? So you're going to
Uh-huh.
do boom, 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 right? And what if you wanted the lines to be red? So you would go red, and you want them to be thick because you
Yeah.
want it to stand out. It's going to look funny, but I'm just going to click that. And you go here and you set how you want it to look. Does that make sense? what I
Yeah.
basically did was clicked all the lines around on the template, and then I click OK, and it looks like that.
Oh, but Annette, isn't that setting borders
Okay.
and not putting in grid lines?
It's cell borders.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select the, I'm going to actually take this color again, Format Painter, and come across here and do that, right? But everything here, so use the Format Painter to make all makes bold. So we're going to go here again, and we're going to do, let's choose Toyota because that's already bold. And you're going to use your Format Painter, and I'm going to drag down everything here. And now they're all bold. So you're kind of creating a nice little spreadsheet. If you wanted to make it stand out some more, let's say you wanted to make that the same color. What I did was I selected that column and I'm going to put in the color here, or maybe that's too dark. I'll put it in maybe a little bit lighter, right? So now you're getting your data to look a little nice for presentation purposes. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So on this example, we have totals down here in 025. So we need to get these totals here. Do you have a quick method of getting totals?
No, I honestly do not, because I cannot even remember how to do my formulas or anything.
Okay, so let me do this. There's a couple of ways to get totals, right? So let's go back here. So we did the reference to cells. So this is done. We did discuss the formula bar. That's done. We did merge wrap text and fill data. We didn't do yet, but right now we're doing the alt plus equal to get the auto sum. Easy stuff. These are the quick ways. You can do the auto sum or you can do alt and equal. So let's go back now.
Auto sum is easier, quicker.
So I'm going to go on the price.
Gloria.
Okay.
Yes. You want to do it?
She has a problem. She has a question. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm using a what is the alt button on a Mac? Is it the command?
Yeah, that's what I need to know too.
What is the alt button?
All right. So if you don't
Google it.
if you don't have the alt button, let's just do this. So I'm on the price and I'm going to the auto sum over here. Can you all see that?
Okay, yeah. I see the auto sum.
Boom. And it picks everything above. It's similar to the function called sum above. It picks the whole cell above it and you hit enter. Boom, there it is.
Okay.
But you can just instead of pressing that and using the auto sum button or using the alt, what did you say was alt?
Okay, so let me hit alt and the equal sign. Alt equal.
Right, you can just equal and then it'll.
Okay, so it is the same thing.
Right.
Okay, so that's how I'm accustomed to doing it.
Equal, sum. And then you can do, drag this down.
Select, yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's how,
You gotta
that's
put
how
in
I had
the-
to learn it, yeah.
But don't you have to then put in the other,
No, you
It's
just
automatic.
highlight it and drag it down.
No, but you
okay.
don't have to put in that to close out the bracket. You don't have to put in the bottom bracket. the
It's
next
there. It's right
No,
there.
because
Look
when
at-
you drag it, it automatically puts it.
Yeah.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
always use the auto sum button.
Okay.
Right. So over here, we use the auto sum. In this one, I hold down the alt key on my keyboard and I hit the equal sign.
I need to
On
figure-
this one, I put a formula, which is equal. You start the formulas with equal, sum, and then I selected the cells, right? But go ahead, question.
Teacher,
Mhm.
if you just put equal and then click the first one and drag it down, wouldn't it totally the
You have to
total?
write sum and then the first.
You have to tell it what it's
At
doing.
work, I don't put in sum. I
okay.
just put equal that. Let's say I'm gonna multiply. I put equal, click, let's say cell price, click that and put the asterisk and then click the next one and I get
Yes.
my formula.
That'll work for you,
sum.
right? That'll work.
Yeah.
But when you're doing sum, so if I were to multiply,
Yes,
let me go to another sheet real quick.
Yes.
So
And you didn't clean your bathroom the way I expected it to. They said it was nasty.
I have a payroll thing here.
They did.
So
I'm
if
telling
I
you what they said.
Escape. So if I were to go to this other sheet that I have here, right? And I want to find your overtime. So you worked 51 hours. That means you did 11 hours overtime. So if I were to put, let's just say your whole paycheck is straight
51
pay.
hours for $1,020.
Equal
You kid.
51 times, I did B2, right? I clicked B2. I'm not paying you any mind.
I'm sorry.
Times your hourly wage is $20. Then it would
Okay.
calculate to 1020. Does that make sense? This is
Yes.
what she was asking. But what we were doing over here is
Because
a sum.
yeah. Okay.
So we go equal sum
Yeah.
and then we drag, boom.
Okay.
But I want to show you something else. I made a mistake. I forgot to put the parentheses, but that's fine. You got the gist of it.
Yeah.
I want to show you something else. What if I just did that? Look
Mm-hmm.
at the bottom of the screen all the way down. Do you see the average?
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Where? Oh, yeah, yeah,
On
yeah.
the right
Oh,
Yes,
side.
okay,
yes.
yes.
So on the selection that I have, it shows you the average, it shows the count, and look at this, it shows the sum. So if
Wait,
I
I gotta
were
see a
to,
picture.
Oh, I didn't know that.
aha, you see that right there?
Oh, wait a second. What's going on
So
here?
if you just highlight
Oh,
that,
okay, yeah,
it
look at
will
that.
give you.
Yes.
Yeah, you can put it into the cell. It says you can, if you click
Oh,
on it, you can copy it. I forget how to copy it, but you
Make
can
it right
copy it and paste it here.
Control C and then Control V.
Right.
Copy
Yeah,
and
Control C to copy and Control V to paste. But you can copy it by clicking. I forgot how to do that somewhere here.
Right.
I never knew that.
Right? So you can put it into your
Maybe the one that says sum with the check mark?
paste.
Maybe.
No, this is all that it's going to show you. It'll show
Oh,
you
yes.
the
Okay.
mode,
So what you
permissions,
can
blah, blah,
have
blah.
down there.
Yeah.
Got you.
But there's another way to just copy it from here. I forgot already.
Try double
Can
clicking.
you drag it?
Oh, copy to clipboard. Copy to clipboard. And let me see if it worked. And Control V to paste right there.
Oh.
So many
Copy
different
the clipboard.
ways.
What did you see? Copy the clipboard. Well,
Okay, hold on. Let me do it again. Let me
Undo
clear
it
this.
and
Hold
show
on.
again.
Delete. So all I did was selected the cells I wanted to get a total for. I got my total over here. When I hover over it, it says copy to clipboard, right?
okay, I see it. Okay, got you.
Right. And so I just paste it over here.
Got you. Okay.
So 4 different ways.
So you
The
don't have
easiest
to
one that I
control-
find is Alt
It's just
equal
all equals. Okay.
or
Okay.
auto sum is the same amount of clicks. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So now we have to, and I'm speeding it up because we have 10 more minutes. We have to make this look over here. So we need to put in totals. And the way we put in totals, I'm just going to put totals under here, right? But it looks messy, you know, that's no good. So I'm going to click all of these.
Oh yeah, okay. This one I know how to do.
That I learned today.
I'm on the home page and I want it to look like that. So
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
going to
easier.
say merge and center. Boom. Right? Now I want this to be gray. So what I can do is take my format
I was about to
painter
ask you about that.
and do that. But how did I get that over there? Let me undo that. How did I get it to look like that? What I did was I selected this. I made it gray. I went here and I selected a double bottom border.
Oh, okay.
And that's
So,
it.
question.
Yeah.
So, based on when you showed us format printer,
Uh-huh.
couldn't we have just selected the cells with format printer when you wanted to look the same? Is it only based on one cell, or could you have highlighted that whole cell that said total? And then
yes, you can. Let me show you something. Suppose I wanted to do this. Okay, let's say these were all bold. Right? Suppose I were to click all of this and hit Format Painter and just go over into one cell here. Do you see that all of them? And if I were to type anything in here, it would be bold also. So you can select more than one. It'll make the corresponding cell in the other sheet the same. So let me just copy one
Okay.
here and hold on. Let me put it back because this is for another class. So we did number
Okay, Mama.
formats. We did the number formats by the ribbon bar, just general formatting. We did that. We did merge, and we didn't do wrap text. So let's do wrap text and fill data right now. So here's Wadadley catering menu. Picking
Yay!
on you today. So Agnes, I need you to drag down this 15 all the way down here. That's what I need you to do. Let me give you the rights to do it.
Oh,
Agnes Rollins.
I
Oh,
think
you still have control.
yeah.
okay.
Now go on to the B3.
Oh,
The one down here is yours.
what you
B3.
said to do?
Go to B3
B3. Uh-huh.
That's A, babe.
Oh,
and
B.
and
Uh-huh.
drag when you have that, highlight B3, cell B3. You see that little thing in the corner?
Yeah.
Drag it down all the way to water. Oh, no,
Oh,
not move it.
Uh-oh.
sorry. Let me undo. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I don't have. Oh, okay.
That little thing in the corner, that's what you have to click and hold.
Yeah, I know. Hold on.
Drag all the way up. Nope, you're moving it.
Side.
If you
When
see,
you have the plus sign, then that's when
Yeah.
you are able to move it, like drag it.
you
Anika's
got to be
laptop
on
is.
the little thing in the
Wait,
corner.
let Anika. I can't get Anika laptop too foolish.
Oh,
It's
okay.
with
Don't
the
get a foolish
little
laptop
dot
anymore.
one there. Undo that first.
I think it's user error.
Aha! Now you see the black arrow? The black arrow. That's it. The black
There we
That's the
go.
thing
cross.
Yes.
is.
There you go. Go to water.
Then one more.
But see what
Oh, okay.
happened? It made all the prices 15. But what if you wanted it to be 15, 16, 17, 18? You see this little box in the
Oh.
corner? You click on that little plus. You see that down arrow? Click that and say fill series.
Oh,
Instead of
okay.
copying, it'll hit fill series.
No, series.
There you go. Look
Oh,
at
okay,
that.
okay,
So it went
perfect.
But
15,
there's
16,
another way you can do
17.
that too.
Yep. Go ahead.
I'm not sure how it works on this computer, but when I was on
Your desktop.
a Windows,
Uh-huh.
you can either hold Control or Alt while you're dragging.
Uh-huh.
It'll do
It'll automatically fill series.
yes.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yep, that is correct. But
Oh, I
here's
never know.
When you
I
hold
never know.
Control or
I've never
Alt, okay.
noticed this little box here, Annette.
every time you drag, every time you drag to fill, you get an option because it does a copy automatically, but
Oh,
you may want to fill the series. But suppose you had something like this. Let me undo this. Hit undo. I'm going to change something. 1 minute. Suppose you had 5, 10,
Where you going?
15. 1 second. Right?
Yeah.
And you went to fill series, guess what the next number would be?
20.
Aha, because it
Oh,
counts how far apart they are, and it does that.
okay.
You have to have a certain
Wow.
amount. Like, does it have to be 3 for it to realize that you're doing it in that sequence?
You have to select more than one cell
Okay.
for it. So if you have 5, 10, 15, even if you had just 10 and 15, it'll jump by 5.
Go up to 5. Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense? But you have to have more than one cell selected. All right. If we were to click and drag this, so you have up to water already highlighted, and you were to drag it down, it would start over with Dukana Fungi fish cakes. See that?
Wait, what
So
you
it
did there?
started
Do that
over
again?
and so undo, hold on.
Sorry.
So I had my list here, but what if you had the list and you wanted to repeat it a number of times? You selected the whole list that you have and you boom,
Okay, okay.
right?
Oh.
So it depends on what you're working on. You may
Oh,
need
Lila,
to have a
you just took
repetitive
her out
list.
there.
Huh?
No, I'm sorry. My daughter is just annoying.
Okay, that's fine. So that is click and drag and fill series. So we did that.
Perfect.
Fill data, merge, wrap.
I hope
Oh, we
y'all are
did.
taking notes.
I
It's on
mean, you will
record.
get used to it. I sent everybody the file.
Yeah, I'm
So if you have Excel, you'll be able to practice. So we didn't do wrap text. Let's just do that real quick. Suppose I had some text in here. One of these have a wrap text thing. Hold on. Okay, this here. So everybody lives at this address, right?
Okay.
See how I wrap the text so it goes into 2 lines here? To wrap the text so that it fits in the cell. Sometimes you don't want to make the cell bigger because it makes your data look funny. But if you wanted to wrap the text within the cell, you would click on that cell, and over here under the same home, you see your wrap text, boom, that's it. And if you wanted to, copy it all the way down, you could undo. Okay, so that's how you do wrap text. Or you can click on it. This is the long way. Get the format cells, and it's in alignment.
Yes.
And you wrap text. A lot of clicking, that is.
Me never see that they button there yet until she teaches class. Yeah. Me always gonna love. Me never see.
But do you see how it can make your work so much faster?
Yeah,
because just get used to, look at it, see what it does. That's what I do. You understand? That's what it does.
Yeah, because you always have the undo button.
Yeah. All right. So that's wrapping text. So we did that. Next one.
Go back to where you just were. I don't know if this is going to be, if we're going to get there. You just, okay, you see where you have underneath use text formula and you have first name, last name, and you have like a comma there. I'm sure we're going to get to that.
Where are we?
Wrap text. Right below that, right where where it says concatenate.
Use wrap text on the address so we can say we did that.
No, below that one, below that. Below the next blue header, the next thick blue header.
Oh, this
further down.
Further down.
Further down.
Oh,
down
this
like
here.
5 cells. Yes.
Oh, text formula and we didn't get to that yet. Concatenate is a big function. We didn't even get to functions yet. But Well, we can do it. Let's do it quick.
Oh, shit.
I'll run through it because we have no more minutes left. If you all want to do this class another day, I'll be happy to do it. But let me copy these names right here. And I'm going to put them just into this cell right here. Enter. So it looks funny, right? Let me just make this a bit bigger. So I want it to be first name, last name. So I want to split it. So I copy this, I highlight this, and I'm going to go look on the data. Shaba. Let me move this again. On the data, it says text to columns, right? So I want 2 columns, one for first name and one for last name. So I'm going to go text to columns. And it says now delimited. So it's delimited. There's going to be a line between the two, right? Delimited. And I'm going to hit next. And what is your delimiter? It's going to be a space. So wherever you see the space, that's where you're going to break the column. So look at what it did down here. Agnes, Joanne, Diane, Rollins, Cumberbatch, blah, blah, blah. Next. That's what it's going to look like. You can say finish. There's data here. Do you want to replace it? Yes. Boom. There it is. First name, last name.
Okay, that was a rush. We have to go over that again.
Okay.
I mean, we can do it in another class.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
That is
I just saw that and I was like, oh, we missed something on this page.
Yeah.
So this, we didn't get to this yet. This is to concatenate. So,
that's what that's called?
No, this here is split cells. This is the topic here. Split cells. So we took the first name, last name from up here. We pasted it here into one cell, and then we split it into 2. But what happens if you want to now put it back together? So hold on. No, not yet.
I like that.
If you want to, no, but you want to put it together in a different cell, right? So let me just make this, I'm just making this bigger so it fits. That's all. No special reason. So we want here first name, last name back together. We're going to use a function called concatenate. Concatenate means to join. So I'm going to show you the wizard way of doing the functions. So you go to formulas, and concatenate is a text feature. You're joining text. So you're going to say text and you look for concat. Concat. Now you get a little wizard. What are you trying to do? What is text 1? Text 1, we want first name, I forgot to put the comma. Let me see, hold on. Oh, I have it here. Okay, we want first name, comma, space, last name. So the first thing is going to be that, Agnes.
Oh, okay.
The next text, I want to put a space. So here's how you put a space. You put in quotes. Boom, space, boom. Quotes. You put all your spaces in quotes because it doesn't have any other way of knowing it's a space you're putting in, right? And then text 3 is going to be Rollins, right? And look here. That's what it's going to return right here.
Okay.
So boom, Agnes Rollins. But what if you wanted to do last name, comma, first name? Concatenate.
Okay.
Text, concat. But now you want the last
Gonna
name
be the
first.
last name.
Rollins.
And
Right?
so the text will be a comma or
Then you want the comma.
You put the comma, okay.
oh, you have to put them in quotes.
Right. Remember, I'm clicking the cell numbers here. So B19 is Rollins. And then after that, you want comma. I need a space. Let me put the space in here first. Space, because so that it doesn't look jammy. Then text 3 is going to be the first name. Boom. Okay. Rollins Agnes. Concatenate. So now I want to copy these two formulas down to the rest of the list. Boom.
Oh shit.
Wait a second. Hold another lesson in that. That's deep because
how did you get all of that? How did those things pop in there?
So I'll show you how it's a magic. If you go here, it's not showing my formulas. Hold on. Okay, right here.
I see it up there.
Okay, yeah. I see it on the top.
Oh, this is actually the header. I was clicking on the header. So anyway, this is the formula. Concatenate B19, which is Agnes. B19, which is Rollins, sorry. With a comma, you see, it's in the quotes. The comma is between the quotes. And then after the comma is a space because you want to space it out nicely. And then you get A19, which is the first name. Right? So that's concatenate. But
question,
when I dragged it, yeah, go ahead.
When you say, how did you put like the comma in the quote? Didn't you just put a dot?
I'm going to give you the screen and you're going to do it.
Oh, no. We don't have the time.
It wasn't a dot. It was a comma.
It's a comma. Look.
No, not the comma. The quotation marks. You didn't put quotation.
The quotation just says, this is text I'm adding.
Oh, okay.
It says put exactly what's between the quotation mark.
Oh, okay.
Right? So what if you wanted to put a quote? You would put a quote inside of a quote.
Yeah.
Got you, right.
Does that make sense?
All right.
But notice that when I drag the formula down, instead of B19, when I go here, it's taking B20 and then B21 and B. But if I dragged it this way, it would not work. Let's try it. What it says there.
It just says the name. It says exactly what's next to it.
The comma or
it just says dash Rollins, right?
Okay.
Why? Because it's concatenating C19 and there is nothing in C19.
Got you. Okay. But when you dragged it, the last thing I saw was you putting the concatenate of what you wanted it to say, right?
Yeah.
Then the next thing I know, you dragged it and everyone's name appeared below it. But why? Like,
okay, I'll tell you why. It's copying the formula all the way down. So it copies the formula and as it moves down, it increases the row number. So instead of copying this, it'll copy this.
Okay, so then it's similar to what we did when we did the not the fill text, I forget, but when we went from like 17, not the sum, like when we had 15 and then it went like 16, 17, 18, 19.
Yes, it's similar to that.
Okay.
So it's copying the formula all the way down. So the other formula we looked at, it was, I forget where it is. It was 5 spaces away from the previous one. So it counted 5 spaces and that's the new number for there.
Okay.
That's the same thing it's doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
The pull down right there. If you click on that.
And if you continue pulling, right? So it's 5
Right.
spaces away, it'll continue, each one being
Yeah.
5 spaces away.
Yeah,
Does
because
that
I'm
make
like, I know that we did not tell the computer anything about these other names. So if there was nothing in those cells, right?
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't have worked, just like how
Wouldn't
it
do a
was
thing.
with the C.
Wouldn't do a
Got you.
thing. Wouldn't do a
Got
thing.
you.
Right? So you can either copy a whole list. If you have the whole list copied and you drag after the final item, it'll put the whole list below that one, like it did here. If you just select 2 items and you copy it down, it would fill in the distance between those 2 items.
Gotcha.
So if I were to put Monday, Tuesday, and I were to drag it,
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
it would do autofill. Or if I didn't want it to autofill, I would just say
That's what it's called.
copy cells only. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. So that's what it would do.
So that means that that Excel has like AI in it.
Yep. Well, if you want to call it that. Yes, artificial intelligence in here. So let's see what we did.
Very good.
Yeah.
Format painter we did. Okay, I'm glad because I was so nervous today. I didn't do
You really need to be doing this class and charging outside people.
Yeah.
This is why I asked you guys to do the class with me, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we did adjusting the cell size. We drag and double click. We did that. Boom.
We gotta go over the concatenate again.
Okay, no problem. Concatenate is a function. When we get to function, we weren't supposed to get to it today, but
okay.
some people were too fast.
Too ever ready.
All right. The formulas, we used equal with the formulas. When we did sum, we did equal. Next time, Narika, you got to send everybody a bottle of wine. So we can sip and chat.
Right. Sip
So
and Excel.
We did formulas. Let me show you a quick formula right here. So I made up a little, don't worry with the one on the bottom. I made up a little payroll sheet here, right? And this might help maybe Joanne or somebody with a small company. This might help them.
Why
So
you get the most money?
Because I'm bad. My hourly wage is $50. So here's the thing. These people worked, right? This lady worked 51 hours. And so she has $330 in overtime, right? Your regular pay, I'm going to get to regular pay next week because you have to do a formula, because if it's more than 51, your regular pay will be 40 times, let's just do 40 times your rate, right? Just to show what her regular pay would be.
Okay, right, exactly.
Oh, hold on, 40 times.
Put in the formula in the comma.
This.
Is it?
Hold on.
That.
I forgot to put the equal 40 times your rate.
Got you. Okay.
Right? So that would be your regular pay. Your overtime pay. Now, she worked 51 hours. I got to see how many overtime hours she worked. So I put equal. Overtime is time and a half. So it's 1.5 times B2 minus 40. B2 is the 51 hours she worked. Minus the 40 for the regular hours. So that's 11 times your hourly rate. So it's 1.5 times this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's $330. If you want to see if it's right, so you know it's 11 hours overtime times your hourly rate of 20 times 1.5, right? 20 times 1.5.
You're losing me with all this multiplication bullshit.
I forgot to put equal. $330.
Yeah.
So, but you can put a formula in to figure it out, because you're not going to always know, oh, it's 11 hours. That's too much work. So you put the formula in, you take 40 from the total hours, and that's your overtime rate. But this lady worked 32 hours for the week, and then she had 8 hours vacation time. So when you do your formula, you have to include 8 hours of vacation plus 32 hours times your hourly rate. Does that make sense? You may want to keep vacation hours separate. Vacation, I didn't put in a column for vacation yet. but you want to know how much vacation time this person amassed for the whole year. So
Mhm.
you will want to keep a column for vacation pay and
This
stuff
is
like that.
helpful.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It does.
Oh, and the taxes over here for Georgia, they charge 32%, up 32% in taxes. Antigua was 29, Florida was 2 cents
Well,
per dollar.
let me stay in Florida.
Those are made up.
Oh,
So one thing you need to know, you have to anchor this, right? So you have to say, always look in M16 through N20.
okay.
So in order to anchor that, I went into this formula, and the formula says you're going to look up the
Okay.
tax over here.
You're not doing that today. Not today, honey.
Okay.
You gotta slow your roll on that.
Back it
Because I don't know
Okay.
VLOOKUP at all. That VLOOKUP is a lesson by itself.
Okay, so we're not doing VLOOKUP today.
No star.
But long story short, I look up the tax rate for your state. So if anybody here lives in Georgia, they will come out to 0.32, and I will multiply their gross pay by the tax rate, and that's how you get the taxes.
That's nice.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
nice.
There's a lot you can do with
is
this.
a big class.
Yes, it is. But does it, is this?
Let me just say this real quick.
No, this is.
Yeah.
Not to take away. When we finish with our Excel class,
Uh-huh.
I have a test.
yeah, we should have a test.
Ooh.
And then if anybody's interested in QuickBooks lessons, maybe.
Oh, yes, I am
Yes,
interested.
that would be very helpful because I
Yes.
started it and
Yeah.
I just couldn't get past the inputting of the payroll part. I'm like, okay, just forget it. I'll just do transfer.
I am very interested.
Yeah, but after the Excel class.
Yeah.
After that.
So
yeah.
basically we did formatting today. You made your
Okay.
data look like something presentable. But one thing I have to show
It
you
was
real
very
quick
good,
here.
Annie.
Yeah.
Anybody who sold more than $500, I made them a winner. Here.
Is that like a VLOOKUP type of thing? Because it looks like
No.
it.
So what I said was, if T2, which is the profit,
If T2,
I copied
okay.
the profit margin here,
Uh-huh.
right? So just in this table here, but I wanted somebody to do that here, but too late.
Mhm.
If the profit margin is greater than, if T2 is greater than or equal to 500,
I see that.
you're going to call them a winner. Otherwise, you say try harder.
Okay. So that means otherwise.
Yeah. So
Okay.
after the comma, it says if it's not true, if this is not true, then what should I put? I could say loser here. Oh, so let's do it here. So I could do, just to make it quick, because we're out of time. We're on overtime now. I'm going to copy that formula there, but instead of saying winner, I'm going to say loser, 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 loser.
That is not nice, nor does it promote.
And I'm going to drag it down. Boom, loser.
Wow, look how I automatically did that.
Right? Yeah. But you can also do something else. You can do conditional formatting. So you can use color schemes to say, you're hot, you're cold, you just need to be fired. I missed it. Oh, no, here. I got to put the color scheme on the numbers, right? Because those are words, so you can't see the extent of the words, but you can do color scheme, something like somebody's hot, somebody's cold, and somebody's out the door. So if you're yellow, you're on the border. If you're red, you're hot. We want to keep you. And if you're green, you're too green to be here. So you are going to be on the list to be fired. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you can use Excel for a lot.
Really good.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to see how this compares to, because I have Excel, but I use I use Pages because I try to use what I have, and I use what is this thing called? iOS. I don't know what this is called, but I use Apple.
Android. Yeah.
I use Apple for like as a phone and as a tablet. So I try to use their application so then that way everything is like more consistent. So and like I know like right now I use like I do the invoices and I'm like always I just hope and pray that I always have an invoice that I just recopy so that way I know the formatting in there is good. And if I need to format, I'm just like, oh Lord.
Yeah. But you can do a lot. You can do a lot with this. There's so many tabs we didn't get to today.
Yeah, this is helpful.
To do your invoicing.
No, I don't use Excel. I use Pages.
Pages.
I couldn't remember how to use. I couldn't remember how to do the functions in Excel. So that's how I had to go to Pages.
All right. So we'll do a lot more functions and stuff. Let's say this we're going to select all our data here. And I have Honda, Civic, Nissan, a whole lot of stuff, right? But what if I just wanted to take out the duplicates, right? I selected my range here, conditional formatting. I just want to show which ones are duplicated.
Okay.
So highlight cell rules, duplicate values. Let me just do it on one column. It'll make more sense to you guys. Conditional formatting, highlight cells. So the rules to highlight the cells, duplicate values, boom. Everything here is a duplicate, right? But, so let me undo. What if I wanted to remove duplicates? Okay, that's fine. What if I wanted to remove duplicates now? I would select my data. I have here.
Is there a way to select all the data without having to drag it out that way?
Yes, okay. You can just hit this thing, boom, that's the whole sheet.
Oh, perfect, okay.
This corner will select the whole sheet, but if you don't want the whole sheet, you can also just do the columns like we did here.
Okay, perfect, okay.
So that you don't select over here. Gotcha. And you're going to go to data, and you're going to say remove duplicates. And duplicates in make. So it has, the make has other data behind it, but we want to remove the duplicates for make. So all Hondas will only have one Honda, one Toyota, one, okay? So you take out all the duplicates, okay. 70 duplicates, but it tells you what it did.
When it took out the duplicates though, did it combine the data or did it just took out all the duplicates?
Just take out all the, if you see 500, you're just gonna keep one. Right? But so if you had something like this, I'm going to undo. This would not be
like under the mileage. It gives you what the mileage was for all the Hondas that were there. I think that's what you were asking.
No, that's a pivot table. That would be a pivot table. And pivot table is hard. We didn't get to that yet.
Okay.
So you can say, give me all the Hondas, right? Or all the whatever. Or, for example, what you can do is, I'm going to select this real quick. I'm going to say on the home, I'm going to say filter, sort and filter. I'm going to filter the data. Now, I want to just see all the Hondas. Don't select all, you just want all the Hondas. Boom. Just those are all the Hondas you have. Right? Does that make sense? So, but you can also use a pivot table to get Honda and the total mileage for all the Hondas and the total price for all the Hondas and so on and so on. When we get to pivot tables, we'll do that, but you got to do functions thoroughly before doing pivot tables.
Can you send us all a copy of maybe the first two things, like the formatting of this spreadsheet, so we can go ahead practicing on it?
It's in the email that I sent.
Okay.
Yeah, so I sent a copy of the thing.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So now what you got to do is try to make it look like, so the sheet you have doesn't have this formatting because I sent you the original. Make it look like that. Put in the temperature values, so on. Put in, try to do it on your own. Make this person a winner, that person a loser, whatever, using the formula and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So then you want us to practice with the information that you provided us with.
Yes, absolutely. Try to make
and
that.
Say you were rushing.
Yeah, she did say that you were rushing.
Who said I was rushing?
Auntie Diane.
She said we need to redo formatting.
But Auntie Diane, we have it on the recording. Auntie,
Yeah,
I'll send you guys the recording.